many of you know him already. Valerio Morabito is professor from Reggio Calabria, and he's now in Rome, in the American Academy of Rome. He will explain why. The point is that he's going to direct the 7th workshop, and it will be here face-to-face. He's coming, but he's going to prepare to pass 3 micro lectures as a preparation for that workshop. So we give you the word, Valerio. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. So I hope this micro lectures will be good for you, and you will enjoy this short communications. Right now, I am at the American Academy in Rome. I am here because I won a fellowship, and they are paying me to do big drawings. That is the reason why I am here at the American Academy in Rome. I accepted what Javier asked me to do with you in May, I hope, to do a big painting or a big drawing. I don't like to use the word painting because I am not a painter. So I would like to do with you a big drawing in which we put together the trees and architectures, trees and urban spaces, trees and public spaces in the landscape of cities. It is a way to exercise our mind, to think the relationship between trees and buildings in a very different way, because usually trees are the background of buildings, but I really think that trees and buildings are the same thing. And when we think about the city, those two things have to be related with an equal importance. So for this very short presentation, micro lecture, I like micro lecture, I would like to present you a garden we built in Sicily. Why this garden? Because this garden was a complex project we did, and we created many different terraces with many different levels, because the garden was a garden on a slope, a dramatic slope on a small hill in Sicily. And because I drew a big panel for the garden, a big panel with big trees for this garden. So this garden is called Terre Forti, that it means strong lands. And it is a garden, it is a private garden park we made for a client who built the house. So we arrived after he built the villa, and he asked us to do the garden all around the villa. So we are in Sicily. This is the Etna, the volcano. And this is important because many of the material we used to build the garden was from this volcano. So as I told you, or maybe as Javier introduced, I like to paint, to draw, and these are some drawings I did, big drawings I did, and in a way it was the source, an agency to develop this project, of the gardens. But okay, we go on. So you see the volcano here, and our garden is around this place. As I told you, the slope was very dramatic and the hill was very steep, and it was impossible to draw the garden, on computer, to draw the garden by sections, to draw the garden by plans. So one day I decided to draw the garden on situ. So we went there without using any technology, but just poles and this kind of tape. We designed the garden directly on the hill. So starting from the existing terraces, we developed the garden and we drew the garden through these very simple tools. And in doing this, we had to take in consideration all the existing trees that we had in this slope hill. This was an old garden. You see here the context is made by terraces. So our idea was not just to create something very different from what we had in the context. So the idea was to work like peasants, like people, farmers, making a garden. And after making this lines through this very simple tool, we built these terraces according to the site, and this is the final result. So you can really engage this place with this big architectural movement made by these big stones coming from the volcano, from the Etna, and you can see the relationship between those walls and the existing trees, olive trees. And the garden is very dynamic because it is different in any places. And I think this was because we worked on situ, we worked without plans, so it was easy to invent, to follow the existing morphologies or to create exceptions. And probably we did many mistakes in making those terraces, but that was very nice. Mistakes are important elements of our design creativity. So walking along into this gardens, along the terraces, you can have many different points of view, and the space reveals itself by many different situations. And another important element into this design is the shadow, the sun. So the quality of and you know perfectly when I talk about sun and shadow what it means, because Alicante is probably very similar to Sicily. And we are walking into the garden from the low part of the garden going up. And you can see how the vegetation, these are photos I took after 1 year that the garden was built, and the nature, the vegetation grew up very fast. And at the end of all this terraces and so on, we did the plan. This is just the plan we did after we finished the garden. So you can see the different lines we proposed. And this is the entrance of the gardens, the main road to go up and to arrive to the villa here. And so we will walk from this point to go up to see this pergola here, and then to go up to see the swimming pool and to see the landscape all around. So this is the gate of the garden, and this is the pergola. That I love this pergola because if you see this it is very simple. You see we have this dry stone walls, a big plant of glycine here, and this relationship between this element and this plant is strong. And then with this artificial element of the pergola, we have this roof made by vegetations. This is another detail of the pergola. Oh, sorry. And other details of the gardens. But then what I really liked, as I told you, was the creation of this combination between agricultural elements and trees. We had and we added, because we worked with the existing trees, like in these cases, and many times we added new ecological system of vegetation. And you see the many different qualities of this garden. Another pergola, we build this pergola in relationship of this existing olive trees. And then we go up to the swimming pool, and this is the relationship with the context, the Mediterranean Sea. So we have this stone steps going up to the swimming pool, and you can see the dynamic landscape we created going up to the swimming pool and going up to the hill. This is the swimming pool, and what we built was this kind of ecological system. This is a new wood we built together with the garden. So it is made by Quercus suber and small palms. Because the idea was to create in this part like this a new wood, a new forest. So we go up along the terraces. These are new trees we built, so you can see the relationship between these new trees and the walls, the swimming pool from above, in between the new vegetations we built, and you can see another point of view from the garden. And this is the ecological forest wood we built with these small palms and Quercus oak. And here another picture. Again, walls and trees combined together. The swimming pool, and this was the swimming pool, and this is the relationship between the swimming pool and the Calabria and the rest of Italy on the horizon. But when we built the swimming pool, we had this big wall here, long, big wall here, because in this point we have the waterfall. So we have the swimming pool. This is the sections. We have the swimming pool, and the water goes down from this wall like this. And so we had to decide what to put on this wall. And the client presented me many different materials, and I thought that all that materials were very bad. and ugly. So I said, okay, we can do something specific for this wall using the traditional ceramic technique that in Sicily is very strong. And so I decided to draw a big ceramic panel. And I started to paint pieces by pieces because I didn't have a so big space, because this wall is 16.5 by 1.6 meters high. So I put this, like the first one, I started to paint it, and then we put the panel on this wall. And this was the final result with these big trunks. And what I like about this kind of relationship between drawing, architecture, and trees is that we have drawings of trunks, and then we have a real canopy on top of them. So there is a kind of combination between reality and not reality, and I really like this combination. So this was the final result of the panel, and this was the sketch I did, and I control over the draw of these panels. And this was a moment in which we had to establish pieces by pieces where to put the different tails on the wall. And this is another detail of the panel, and these are some specific trunks. You see, we have some kind of canopy here, and then we have the real canopy on top of this. And the next two small lectures will introduce this book, The City of Imagination. I recently finished to realize, and this book is concerning about the relationship between the landscape and city. And here it is one of the drawings I will tell you about next times, in which I really like to think that we can draw a kind of drawing like this for our real workshop, with very long drawing, big drawings, with this combination between a new idea of city combined with the new idea of trees.